football. The State University of New Jersey, the campus of Rutgers in Piscataway, and we are ready for what ought to be a tremendous game today. Today, a Big Ten clash, and you know when you square off against a conference opponent, the blood boils a little hotter. As we'll see, the Michigan Wolverines taking on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Rhys Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Scarlet Knights will put total leather to crank us up. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. So Michigan's offense takes the field for the first time today. And they're led out there by a man who will carry the ball plenty in this one, guys.
Well, it's real simple. He's the best player on their team. They have got to force-feed this guy the football, David.
No doubt about it. The offense goes through him. Excited to see how they've built this offense and how many different ways they can get him touches.
This offense has a second down play. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon.
Encroachment defense.
Defense couldn't quite hold its water, and it'll be 5 free yards for the O. He's back to throw on second down. Caught in the backfield, it's Stewart. They've pushed it out to the 39 after picking up 5. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Running back searching for a hole. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. 9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on second and short. He's looking to throw. A little screen to the running back. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. And the Wolverines are flying down the field. They'll put the tight end in motion. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. Got his man. What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25. The Wolverines with the 1st and 10. This is a designed run. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there. They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Ball's at the 24. A lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Rutgers 0.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Rutgers' offense will go to work for the first time. And it won't be easy to throw the ball down the field today, David, because both of these teams have lockdown corners.
I mean, these guys shut down half of the field. Playmaking cornerbacks that really can play man-to-man and lock down the best guys on the other side.
Yeah, if I'm a quarterback in this game, I'm taking a calculated risk if I'm thrown towards one of these two dudes because you're just asking to get picked off.
They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. They'll try to power their way ahead. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Scarlet Knights send out the punt unit. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll bring it back. It's Stewart. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, David.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Line getting set on second down. They'll run play action. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bell. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll try to do it himself. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. First down here for the offense. They move the tight end all over. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. On target to the left. He'll work his way down to the 28.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup. He went for it. He attacked it. Got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times today.
Now on first down from the 28. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. The play action fake. Lets it fly deep downfield. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel on the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Gets it out fast. They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down. Now on second down. Trying play action. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
Brings up third down.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats.
Rutgers 0.
Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
The Scarlet Knights decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Snagged in the middle. It's Bell. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Dumps it off in the flats. Good tackle there to stop him short of the first down, and now they have to make a call. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Wolverines will send out the punt unit. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun to give to the back. Still running at the 40. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on 1st down. He wants to throw. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection. Really need positive yards on 2nd down after the incompletion. They'll snap it from the 44. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Coming after him. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Pocket starts to collapse. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Scarlet Knights will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And the punt will hit at the 1, just a little too far for them to be able to down it. It'll be a touchback and come out to the 20. The give to the tailback. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. And now on 1st down after converting with the run. Wide out in motion. On the move. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. After a good pickup on the run, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Finds his tight end. They got him at the 42, but he got 5 yards on the play. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Now on the option. Powers through the defender. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on 1st down. It's 2nd and 3. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. He'll try to pop the draw. Discards a man. And that ball's free behind the line. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
I'll tell you, honestly, I don't know what that player could have done to hold on to that football. That defender absolutely popped him. He knocked him into next week. There was no chance he was holding on to that ball.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. After the short completion, let's see if they go back to the air. On the run, it's Benjamin. Gets him on the ground at the 28, but not before a big 10-yard pickup. Now on the move at the 28-yard line on first down. Looking to move it through the air. Caught in the backfield, it's Benjamin. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. After that last completion, it's second down. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. Finds his target down the middle. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. He's going to pass. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to pass on second down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
What a great job by this defense setting the tone early. In the first half, they've been hitting the quarterback early and often. Make him feel uncomfortable. Make him feel that pressure. Keep getting him on the ground. That's why they've built a lead.
From here, it would just be a 30-yard field goal try. Let's see how aggressive they're going to be to try to pick up that first down. He's got the tight end. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. The kicker will reach for a 36-yard attempt. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And the field goal draws us even as we get close to halftime. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Achuk. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. And the fumble on that last drive could have been much worse, David.
They bailed him out. They held him to a field goal, so that's the good news. Now this offense has to get it going. Forget about the fumble, Jesse. Move on. Be positive.
And they're upset with themselves, too. They're an offense that pride themselves on ball security. Let's see what they do right here.
He's going to fire deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. From the gun, running back gets to give. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great scene there today in Piscataway. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. Yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the birthplace of college football.
And the Wolverines will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Pressure coming. fires to the wideout. And they can't make the play on third down. The Scarlet Knights will line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. The offense lining up for a first down play. Wide receiver now comes in motion. He'll take it himself. And the ball's free in the backfield. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? Now the play fake.
I know this defense feels like they missed some opportunities. Yeah, they had 2 sacks their last game out, but they feel like they left a bunch more out on the field. They wanted to try to get to the quarterback in this game. That was finally the first time they registered a sack so far here. Curious to see how this pass rush looks the rest of the way.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Got it, looking for a first.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. What do? You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and something.
Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Caller, now use it against them.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to have the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
And the Scarlet Knights will punt it away on 4th down. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Was looking for more running room but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll snap the ball. First play of the drive coming from their own 24. Quarterback keeper. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. Offense gets set for 2nd down. The option look. Now the toss. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. They've got the screen set up. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. 3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag on the field.
Holding.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Hansen. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. On 1st down, here comes this offense. To the ground with the back. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. He's looking to throw. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Fast, physical, and disruptive. Michigan has a rich and storied history of guys up front who can make life miserable for a quarterback.
Just dudes. I mean, guys that win matchups. Guys that, you know, if it's going to be a pass rush on the outside, one-on-one on a tackle, they can go get him at the defensive end spot. And we can mention names. And Hutchinson recently, one of the higher picks in the NFL draft, but always guys that play the same way.
And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Scarlet Knights will bring the punt team onto the field. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. Made a defender miss. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Man, oh man, these offenses just haven't been able to find any room to get things going, David.
And to quote the great philosopher, Rhys Davis, this is very ungood. Just nothing working for this offense, Palmer. They got to find something.
Well, the plays look good against the scout team during the week in practice, but they have just not been able to find a rhythm against this defense today.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. On the option. He'll pitch it. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Looking to pick up a first down on 3rd and short from the 43. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. The Wolverines line up to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. And the ball hits at the 3 and gets into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Looking for a productive play on first down. From the gun, the ground game. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26. They fought tooth and nail through 3, and it is all locked up as we take a look at the stats. Can't wait to see how this 4th quarter is going to go and see who can come out on top in this barn burner. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And how about that interior defense stopping the run for nothing? Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on 3rd. Got his man downfield. He's loose. At the 20. Touchdown, Rutgers! They move on top here in the 4th.
And QBs love their big tight ends, and especially guys that can do such great things after the catch. He catches it. Dang, Palmer, he looks like a daggum receiver after he catches the football.
What a matchup nightmare, too, man. I mean, he's just too big for DBs to cover, and he's too fast for linebackers to cover. If I'm this QB, I'm looking that guy's way a lot more often in this one.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Michigan State looks like 5 miles of bad road today. Offensively, the wheels have come off. Defensively, one pothole after another. They're trailing by 24 to Oregon. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Got stuffed on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10 from their own 20. He's looking to throw. And he can't complete the first pass. Let's see if he can get settled. 3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And the Wolverines will punt this one away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. A fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. Wants to throw on first down. Working the middle of the field, and it's It's complete. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. Here's the handoff. And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The pull and throw off the RPO. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And the Scarlet Knights get enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. The RPO, fire complete to the left. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. This is the type of play that decides games. Are you tough enough to convert 3rd and short from the 30? That's a 20. He's got space. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Gives it to the back on the draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. The Scarlet Knights will call on their punt team. And that one will sail out of bounds. No chance for a return there. Offense set on first down. Quarterback checking the play. Quarterback on the keeper. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They'll run it from the gun. Good surge up front. Give him 4 out to the 18. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Wolverines send out the punt unit. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. He gets a block. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. Give to the back. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Leaves it with the running back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. After the last run, would you just give it to him again on 3rd down? He'll do it himself. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. This is the absolute right call. They're going for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives them the ball in prime field position at the 40.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football. Had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the 4th quarter. Time to go win it.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession.
He's loose on the right. The 20. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Michigan.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
The extra point is up and good, and we are tied up in the fourth. Here comes the kickoff as we are all tied up in the fourth quarter. On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
Gets it out to the 20 after a pickup of 4. A 3rd and short coming from their own 20-yard line. Off play action. Looking to the big tight end. Got a wide open receiver. Afterburner's coming. He's at the 10. Touchdown, State University of New Jersey. And they've moved out front here on the 4th.
How about him? Nice job catching the football and then turn it into a playmaker. Turn it into a small wide receiver. The tight end shows off the ability to run after the catch, make a big play, and get the big touchdown.
Ready to try the point after. The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. Kickoff team lining up to send this one away. He'll bring it back looking for help. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
And I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. David, they may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offensive approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
Leaves it with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. Unloads to the wideout. Pass on the way. It's picked off. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
Aggressive versus reckless. It's such a fine line when you're trailing and you need to make plays late in the game. The offense was reckless, turned the football over, and this one doesn't look great.
Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. So that defense keeps the lead right where it is and a chance to build on it, David.
Yeah, the defense did a great job. Now, the offense, you know what you're going to get from this defense. They have to be aggressive. They're trying to get the football back later in the game, Jesse.
Because they're going to be so aggressive too, David, you know, on offense now, you have a chance to break one maybe in the run game or finding a one-on-one matchup in the passing game to really pad the lead.
Calling a timeout here, you have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. Movement here from the tight end. The give and tick, 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 tick. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. The defense burns their 3rd and final timeout of the half. They go to the ground. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. And the Scarlet Knights decide to punt it away. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced this situation before.
And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. The pirouette on the run. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Defense.
So the offense accepts the penalty, and they'll get a little farther away from their own end zone. Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. You know, there's no real reason to panic, but if you think about it, when does panicking ever really help? But certainly this was a bitterly disappointing outcome.
And you can look at a lot of different statistics, and I know we tend to overcomplicate college football these days, but guys, at the end of the day, it comes down to two very simple things. You can't turn the ball over, and you can't have penalties. You do those things, David, and it'll beat you every time.
That's the difference between winning and losing. It's the small things, but find those things that you need to improve on. Keep working on them. Keep developing. Those things you do well, let's do those. Let's do more of those things more consistent.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.